welcome back to my channel. I'm a startup tech founder, and also I have a couple real estate properties, and I have a 9 to 5. Right now it is 5:03. I'm going to see what I can do in the next 4 hours to maximize my time. I want to take you along with me. So right now I have a meeting with some developers that can potentially, okay, that's loud. I have a meeting with a couple developers that's going to help with my landing page. I have it drafted in Squarespace, and I also need a little bit of help with my pitch deck, not necessarily content, but the content for the pitch deck, but the actual design of it. All because I want to maximize my time better, and I think if I outsource this and pay someone to do it, it will allow me to focus on other things that I'm working on. Like the nonprofit is going to be the nonprofit, and we're going to be under that umbrella. We're going to produce certain things for community based on research. One of the ways that we're going to be able to do that is through the product, the tech product. It's like any other social media app. You're going to have all of those contacts, you're going to have all of this data, and we're going to produce other things. It could be, I don't know, like if you look on Coming Soon on the landing page, you'll see a language study. Yeah, language wealth gap study. Like we're interested in actually creating a tangible product through research. You know, that's along the lines of next 3 years or so. But it's going to be produced from that tech product through broader the networking connection app, and then producing other things, whatever that may be. But it's going to be tailored to that geographic area. Tech product right now, according to me and my board, that's not going to be a nonprofit. That's going to be an actual incorporated for-profit. So we're working on that business model, and it's complex because it's all new to us, but that's the only way it appears that it's going to work efficiently if it's technically a for-profit. But we're looking for still, I mean, we had one advisor to advise that would be the best way to do it. Because we still can do our other research under the nonprofit, but the actual tech product in itself can be for profit and get investors that's interested in the mission that way. Okay. All right, so now I'm not 100% sure why or how I set this up. So I need to go to Squarespace. I mean to say DocuSign. And see why I didn't get this lease signed. So it looks like my tenant signed her lease renewal literally 8 minutes ago. So now I need to sign it, and then that will be complete. All glory goes to God. I want to outsource my time to get more things done. I feel like in hindsight, I haven't been able to actually fully engage with the community or network on the highest level that I can potentially network. And if we look at, I guess, the time that I have available with everything else that I have going on, it's not that much time. And because of that, the things that I'm doing this week to maximize my time, or what I have been doing, is I'm hiring someone to do anything tech related. I drafted my pitch deck, but I realized I need to do more research on my competitive landscape page to show how I differ from the existing companies. I want to do like a X and Y axis showing like the different quadrants and where my company will land to show the investor, obviously, how we differ. I have a couple competitors, but it appears that my list is a little outdated from the last time that I created it, and a couple are out of business. So I was thinking if I use no, that's not a good idea. I was thinking what I was going to say was that I was going to create one slide with my biggest competitor with this most similar business model. But then I feel like that's putting me in a box. I think the original slide with the X and Y axis will be probably the best one. But like I said, me going through this process is making me realize I need to do just a little bit more research not just on the competitive landscape aspect, but just the industry that I'm entering in as well, just so I can have a little bit more nuance. And then also just add in my own personal competitive originality. Basically, how can I interject my background of community psychology into this industry and give my outlook on what I'm creating and what differs from the founder and developers of the existing programs that I'm creating. So I will still send this over to the developers just so they can get an idea of what I'm trying to create. Right now it's roughly, I believe, 8 slides, and I think it's a good start to give myself some momentum and also just see what this developer can create visually. I don't want anything grand. I want it to be simple, less words as possible, but I need to know it like the back of my hand. So I need to create it so that I can practice it and pitch it to people in my own personal network so I can work on my communication skills and things of that nature. I was able to get 2 of the main things that I wanted to get done, which is the landing page draft and the pitch deck draft. And I sent it over to the developer / designer to see how they can help me, because I believe, like I said before, outsourcing this information would be so helpful for just my day-to-day, and knowing that I only have roughly on a weekday 4 hours, if that. Like today, it was times where I found myself scrolling on TikTok, so I have roughly 2 hours of maybe dedicated work time or deep study. So I want to be able to see how I can maximize these things. I know I still have to have oversight and look or create the outline for certain things so that it matches the tone and the mission of my company that I'm building. However, I definitely need to outsource more roles as they come. But I believe once this pitch deck is done, the landing page is done, it will give me the momentum that I need. I can start sending it out to different, just regular donors, also investors. And that's a whole nother thing. Like I've been doing research in reference to the business structure and how it's going to be done. But so far, right now, I have a nonprofit that is a 501c3. And within that 501c3, I will create different projects. And one of those projects is a for-profit tech company, which is essentially going to be an app, tech product. It's a community tool, basically creating the infrastructure for a community and how it can be ran to help chronically disengaged communities be more synchronized and track the outcome of different social issues, reframe those social issues, and just overall connect the community better and get more real-time feedback from the community members. Just a more niched community tool that is needed for different communities. Actually, all communities, but it's special because it's being built by someone that was by a community psychologist. I haven't seen a particular app that's been built intentionally for disengaged communities, but it's really for all of them. So I got those 2 things done, and that was the reason for me grinding it out today. Get that over to the developer / designer, see if they can provide me some quotes. If not, I still have the show and I can go ahead and make movement. And I think by Wednesday I should be able to start reaching out to getting some volunteers to help me out with this focus group. And then I can share more about that. I think it's going to be very interesting because I've been studying for-profit tech companies or validating your idea through your MVP or different focus groups, but this is so different because for the most part, for-profit businesses, they try to solve one problem, but we're trying to solve a generational problem of people that has just been chronically disengaged from different activities, and you're trying to engage them. This takes years. This takes a full mobilization of a community to change the mindset. This is not just Uber Eats. This is not just Uber. This is not just Airbnb, like solving a problem based on a pain point from your habits, for an example. This is solving a problem that some people don't even realize it is a problem. Some people don't realize it's needed in the community. But being, I guess, deeply invested in the community, looking at ways that you can introduce the idea through things that are already occurring. Um, so yeah, just doing more research, getting that focus group just so that they can help me out. Because I don't live in the particular community that I'm going to be doing a pilot in, but I used to work in it, so that I'll see a different side and meet people and be able to ask them more intricate questions that can help build the actual product. So tonight was a success. I guess any night, any progress is progress. It's a slow journey, especially because I'm serious about who I work with. I'm serious about my mission. Um, this is a very urgent matter, but it's important that I move methodically, and I am using research as a my source, and just staying close to my integrity in how I want to move and create. I can't create this because I know that it's a good idea. I have to create it with the community. So my focus has to be on validating this idea or getting the community feedback, because I know that it's needed, but we have to involve the community that we're trying to serve, involve people in the process. Don't build in silos, because those are all the things that honestly is the reason why I'm having to create this, because we have so many organizations in our communities that weren't built with the community or for community. It was built to quote unquote save the community, and I'm not here to save it. I'm here to expose the opportunities, unveil the truth in our social reality, and just expose truth in education, so that we can grow together. Communities aren't structured the way it needs to be structured, and I want to be able to help with that. And it's so many different facets in what I'm building, just so many different things. I think everything connects, everything affects everything, and I'm excited for the journey, and I'm happy I was able to create. Thank you so much for watching, and tune into that video. Bye.